Hello and welcome to another Open the Book. Peace be with you and also with you. It's brilliant to be back telling some more Open the Book stories. So the first thing I'm going to do is light our candle. There we go. My candle is next to our cross and actually next to a big bag of money. There are £50 in there. Might hear some more about that in our story. So thinking about our story today, it's not fair. How many times have you said that, I wonder? Have you said it to your mum or dad? Have you said it to your friend? Perhaps even to one of your teachers? And I wonder what their reply was. Now, we all have our own ideas about what's fair, don't we? And I wonder, do we sometimes say, it's not fair, even though we know it is fair really, but we just don't want to accept it? Today, we're going to hear a really surprising story. And it's a really interesting story too. Remember to listen carefully. Don't miss the surprise at the end. Now in the story, Jesus' friends were worried. They'd left everything to follow him, but what would they get in return? So Jesus told his friends this story. So let's open the book and read. Everyone gets the same.
There was once a rich farmer who owned a huge vineyard where he grew lots and lots of grapes. One morning, he woke up at 6 o'clock and looked out of his window.
Goodness me,
He said,
it's harvest time and I have so many grapes to pick. I need workers in my vineyard.
so he got out of bed and went to town to see who he could find. It was so early that all the biggest, strongest workers were there looking for work.
I'll give you work.
He said,
Come with me.
We're big and strong.
they said.
How much will you pay us?
£50 each.
He answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was 9 o'clock in the morning, and the farmer was having his breakfast. He looked out over his vineyard.
Goodness me,
He said,
I've still got so many grapes to pick. I need some more workers.
so he went to the town and found some people standing around doing nothing. They looked pretty quick and clever,
I'll give you work.
he said.
Come with me.
We're quick and clever.
They said.
How much will you pay us?
£50 each.
He answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was lunchtime and the farmer was munching his sandwiches. He looked out over his vineyard.
Goodness me, I've still got so many grapes to pick. I need even more workers.
So he went off to town and found some more people who looked pretty useful and ready for anything.
I'll give you work.
He said.
Come with me.
We're pretty useful and ready for anything.
They said.
How much will you pay us?
£50 each.
He answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the farmer was having his afternoon tea. He looked out over his vineyard, and guess what? Yep, he still needed more workers. So off to the town he went again and found some people to pick his grapes. They weren't strong, they weren't very fit, they actually looked a bit clueless. But he said to them anyway,
I'll give you work. Come with me.
We're not very strong. We're not very fit. To be honest, we're a bit clueless.
they said.
How much will you pay us?
£50 each.
He answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the farmer was having his dinner. He looked out over his vineyard, and you know what he was thinking, don't you?
Goodness me.
He said,
It's nearly the end of the day, but I've still got so many grapes to pick. I just need one more last few workers.
so off to the town he went again. But who do you think he found there?
Ooh.
The workers whom nobody wanted, the ones that nobody trusted, the ones nobody liked, the ones nobody thought were any good at anything.
I'll give you work.
He said,
Come with me.
But nobody likes us or thinks we're any good.
How much will you pay us?
£50 each.
he answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was the end of the day, and all the workers lined up to be paid their wages. Those who'd come last at 5 o'clock were first in the queue. The farmer paid them £50 each. Then he paid those who'd started at 3 o'clock. At 12 o'clock. At 9 o'clock. He paid each one of them £50.
Hold on a minute.
Yelled the biggest and strongest workers who'd been there since 6 o'clock in the morning.
We've worked all day for you in the hot sun.
Them other ones have only just arrived.
You can't pay them the same as us.
It's not fair.
Yes, it is.
Said the farmer.
You all agreed to work for £50, and that is what I'm paying. It's perfectly fair. You all get the same.
And then he added,
It's my money and my vineyard after all. Why can't I be generous if I want to? Why can't those who come last get the same as those who were here first?
the end.
When Jesus finished telling his friends, they must have been really surprised about that story. The farmer didn't need to pay those who came late as much as the others, but he decided to do it anyway. It didn't seem fair, but the farmer was generous and he gave them more than they deserved. He didn't want those who came early to think that they were more important than the others who came later on. So close your eyes for a moment. Think about all the people who take care of you and they give you what you need because they love you, not because you deserve it. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, you can say Amen at the end after me. Dear God, thank you for those times when we get more than we deserve. Help us to be pleased when that happens to other people too. And help us to remember that other people are just as important as we are. Amen.